Guys, there are some absolutely crazy changes happening to the game next month with Bling. Also, every single broken Buffy brawler is getting nerfed. Except for Leon. And Clancy is getting a pretty game-changing buff. Let's jump right into it, guys. I think starting off first with the Bling changes. There's an article in the game shop that just dropped an hour ago. We'll be going over this, and then after that, we'll talk about the balance changes later in this video. If you want more article read-throughs with gameplay slop in the corner to try to hold your chopped attention span, be sure to like the vid and subscribe, and use code Bedlam in the brawls. All right, let's get into it. So, changes to Bling shop and cosmetics. Now, Bling is a system that people have talked a lot of shit about for a long time. I have also myself talked a lot of shit about it. You know, like, nobody likes getting Bling from their fucking rank drops here. If I open one right now, I'm gonna get 100 Bling. Oh my god, that's like the worst drop you can get. Same thing with even star drops too. Like, if you open a star drop and you get... I got 55 points there. If you get Bling, that also just sucks. It just, no one likes getting Bling. It just feels like you got nothing. Because most of the time, once you get like a skin on a brawler that you actually care about, I have so many skins, you don't really care about buying all of the additional cool skins that you can get for Bling, because it's like, well, I already have so many of the good ones. I didn't even know I could get this skin for Bling. This skin is sick, and I never knew, because I just don't check, because I don't care, because who fucking cares about Bling? And Bling buffies are also just not great for a lot of issues that I talked about before. So they finally decided, okay, we're gonna make some changes. They talked about this in the Not a Roadmap video, and now they're gonna tell us what their actual plans are. So I guess let's jump right into this article. If you have watched the latest This Is Not a Roadmap video, you know that we would like to resolve some current problems with cosmetics and Bling. If you haven't watched it, then, well, now you know. So there you go. Currently, we have some problems with how cosmetics are perceived, distributed, and sold in Brawl. And of course, we don't expect to address everything in one go, but we'll go through the points we believe to be problematic and how we would like to tackle them. We will try a new version of our cosmetic system in the next update, so that is going to be the update dropping at the end of April. And we are going to start with Bling, the catalog, and the shop. Bling was initially created to make cosmetics accessible to every player. Our goal was to make the announcement and release of skins/cosmetics exciting for everyone, as opposed to only a few who could purchase them. The hope was to reduce monetization on cosmetics a bit, with the expectation that it would vastly increase engagement with the game. It didn't really do that, but it might have devalued cosmetics in the game as a whole. Ooh. It's kind of a shame that like one of the cool things about Brawl, where you can get like paid skins for free as a free-to-play player, is actually just not like, people don't really care. And also may have even hurt the game overall, as they kind of hint towards in this article. Like, you would think you would make the game more exciting if you let players get like premium stuff for free, and like I think it was exciting initially, but it's just like overall I think it's kind of the thing where like if everyone's special, no one is. Like, once everyone has a skin, the skins themselves just stop being special, and so it's like now the people don't even want to buy them, which it's like you know, like as they say in this article, now one of the problems we have is that Bling is sometimes an undesirable reward, and players have more skins than ever, so they are not as excited about new ones as before. And I wasn't really sure how they were going to even tackle this problem, because it's like, how do you make something more special when everyone already has like the cool stuff? Like, I don't know, I mean, reworking Bling buffies was one aspect that I thought about, but they actually went a totally different route. So let's keep reading in this article. We also have a catalog of skins available at all times, where players can spend their Bling on any available skins or cosmetics. Still, Bling is a currency that keeps inflating. Whoa. Was not expecting to get a neuron activation while like this early in the morning, bro. Geez, chill out, bro. Stars. So Bling is a currency that keeps inflating. Many players don't spend it and keep accumulating more and more Bling. Yeah, that sounds about right, because there isn't a strong incentive to spend it. It's not for the lack of options, but perhaps there are so many skins nowadays that it takes extra effort to go through them all and find what you really want to buy. I don't know about like the extra effort part. I think it's just like the skins themselves are not motivating to buy them, because you already have the good ones. Like, who cares, you know? Maybe there could even be some choice paralysis too for a lot of people, if there's like new players who don't have a skin for a brawler but they're still not buying one, because it's like, I don't know which one to get, but I'm not really sure. This is of course our interpretation of the current player behavior, and with that said, the changes we are making are we are removing the option to use Bling in the catalog. Instead, you spend your Bling in a new section of the shop. Every skin that was available in the catalog will still be in rotation. We are only removing the option to buy it at any time. Our hypothesis is that it'll make choosing a lot easier if it's a matter of a few options for you to consider each day, and an engaging activity of checking the offers. In this new shop section, there will be bundles that cost Bling. These bundles will contain cosmetics like skins or pin/profile icons/sprays, and boxes/star drops. this means Bling can now get you progression. So it seems the way that Brawl Stars has decided to try to make their skins more exciting as a whole is to limit a player's ability to choose which skins to get, and also, right, I guess like having access to everything at once with like a bunch of excess resources that you're just always stockpiling because you never spend it might make the skins themselves feel less special. So they're removing your ability to just get them all at whenever you want, which maybe might make them maybe a little bit artificially more scarce, while also reducing like choice anxiety, and maybe might make the activity of checking on new skins more exciting and interesting. But they're also going to be allowing you to get progression with Bling itself. So it'll no longer just be like a currency you'll just have 100,000 of in your inventory if you're like me. But you might actually be motivated to spend them on ways to upgrade your brawlers themselves. So that's actually going to be, I think, pretty cool for at least someone like me who never really cared that much about cosmetics to begin with and has just a stockpile of Bling, and I'm going to be able to basically convert the excess Bling that I have into progression. I think if you don't have a skin that you really like on a brawler yet, or if you're like a new player, losing that ability to choose exactly what you want whenever you want might feel like a nerf. But I think like as the system is right now, because giving everyone the ability to choose whatever they want whenever they want is so fucking boring. Like I'm willing to accept this trade-off. Like, I think this is actually fine. I don't know. Even if I was someone who cared a lot about cosmetics, I think it makes sense that they need to make some way to make the cosmetics exciting, because right now they're spending all of this effort on making skins every update. The skins are getting better than ever before. Every update, like the skins are always bangers, and no one gives a shit about any of them, including me. Like I like the skins, but like I don't really care. I'm not gonna buy the Brawl Pass for a skin. Like it doesn't make any sense. So maybe long term this means that even if it is technically like they're taking something away from players, I think it's just for the best, to be honest. I honestly like that they're kind of sneaking in progression into the Bling now, because it's like they're not just taking stuff away, they're also giving us something in return, which is a way to get progression for Bling, which is actually, I think, really cool in theory. Let's keep reading the article though. So the Bling bundles are going to be tapped to reveal, and each tap gives you some Bling. I guess Bling bundles being the bundles that include the cosmetics and like the boxes and star drops or whatever. The Bling bundles have a wide range of discounts from no discount at all to actually 100%. Okay, so you can get like a lucky bundle and I get like 100% off, I guess, and just get like a free skin plus progression option. The Bling bundles can also contain mythic and legendary skins. Oh shit. So those like 200 and 300 gem skins that like you cannot buy with Bling right now, I guess you'll be able to get them for Bling with this update in a Bling bundle, which might even include some progression too, which is actually kind of interesting. It'll depend on I wonder what the pricing will be on that for the Bling bundles, because like if there's, I guess like I guess it's like, oh, it's so nice that they're giving us progression with Bling, but the bundle costs like 30,000 Bling to get like one rare star drop. Oh my god, so generous. Whoa. No, they probably won't do it like that, but yeah. But it is really cool that you're able to buy like really high rarity skins too. So actually, it's not even like they're necessarily trying to like make the skins like premium only or something. Like you can still buy skins with Bling, even the higher rarity skins. It's just you don't have the option to choose exactly what you want whenever you want anymore. So that'll be interesting to see how that feels. Some Bling bundles will let you choose a skin of a certain... Oh, wait, never. Okay, well, you can actually... So some Bling bundles will let you choose a skin of a certain rarity from a giant list of options. So the catalog choice experience is preserved. It's just not available all the time. Okay, that... You know what? I think that's actually pretty fair. We've also done an overall shop revamp. We'll share more of this in Brawl Talk. Okay, they're also maybe doing some additional free-to-play sources for Bling with the new update. So they're adding a new Bling mega quest to each season, additive not taking away any current mega quest. Okay, that's awesome. So we're just getting more mega quests, which, by the way, the mega quests aren't just going to contain Bling. They're also probably going to contain XP. Every mega quest has the reward plus like 3,000 or 1,500 XP or whatever. So that's actually going to be really, really good. Like, in just letting you complete the Brawl Pass faster and get more tail rewards better. But although the tail rewards are kind of like, you know, but you're going to get more. They're also going to be adding more Bling to the free side of the Brawl Pass. Okay, and... Oh, wait, they're reducing the % chance of skins dropping from star drops, chaos drops, and brawler boxes. Oh, shit. Wait, let's go. Guys, hold on. Okay, if you don't know why I'm excited about that, basically, star drops have a pretty good chance of getting skins. And if you scroll down here in the star drop chances page, you can see like every star drop here, from rare through legendary, has a really decent chance of getting like random rare skin, random super rare skin, random epic skin. Even the legendary star drops, even there's a 21% chance that you get a random epic skin. So the legendary star drop has a more than 1/5 chance of getting a shit ass skin that I don't give a fuck about, because the fallback reward is only 500 Bling. It's such an ass reward right now that I just like every time I get it, I'm just like, okay, whatever. I got air. I got nothing. I wasted a drop on I burned it on literally Lay's potato chip bag style, like just unlucky. Try again next time. It just sucks. It's kind of a way that feels to me like a nerf to progression in a lot of ways, especially with the mythic star drops containing an overall more than 15% chance to get a skin, and these are going to be super rare and rare skins, so these are even worse than just an epic skin. And the same thing with the epic star drops too. They have like a 5% chance to give you a rare skin, which is just like the worst reward ever. But now that they're reducing the chances of these, that means that the other rewards are going to get increased in their probability. So from the legendary star drops, I assume it kind of depends on how they like reallocate this decreased percent chance of getting a skin, but like I assume you're going to just have a higher chance of getting the brawler pulls, which at least will give you credits, which probably actually go to fame, so that's also nothing. But like you might get a bigger chance of getting a random star power instead, or a random hypercharge, which are worth coins, and so that's actually going to be pretty solid. You know, same thing applies to the other drops too, although these other drops also give you a chance to get like pins, which are also a cosmetic that's worth like tens of bling, so I don't know. So yeah, it kind of depends on how they like allocate those probabilities going forward, but at the very least there's less of a chance of getting the worst reward, which right now feels like the worst. But I don't know, maybe with the changes to skin, getting a skin will feel more exciting. I mean, anything is possible, right guys? So the net impact of these changes is that free-to-play players will still get the same number of skins on average. But they have more control over which skins they receive and can intentionally acquire more by engaging with our bling bundles. The hope is that these changes will make the skins in your collection more meaningful since you chose more of them. Interesting. So they're not even necessarily trying to change how many skins players can get free to play. Like if they're letting players still get that same number of skins on average, but I guess they're just trying to make it more exciting every time you get them. So I don't even know if you could say they're like necessarily trying to milk it for money. I think they're literally just trying to make these changes to make the skins themselves more exciting and make the game better. Wait, that's actually kind of W, bro. Wait, damn guys, how am I gonna hate on this feature now, bro? They're just trying to make the game more exciting and giving us more resources. Fuck. My hate LARP narratives are all gonna fall apart. Oh wait, hold on guys. Actually, beep, 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 beep. I'm getting some additional information about these changes. So from my inside backdoor informant at Supercell, I am being told that, so with these daily bundles that they have that are gonna give you a random skin that you have the option to buy, the logic that determines what skin is available is apparently also gonna be personalized to each player based on the player's account or like in like recent play habits. So what that means is that if you play a lot of Naja recently, like I did, you basically the bling bundle offers that you get in the shop are going to be more likely to be Naja skins specifically. I guess if Naja actually has any skins, which she literally does not in right now. So even though like they are preventing players from choosing which skins they want at any moment, if you have a main or like a brawler that you play a lot, you're gonna have a good chance of getting a skin for that anyways. It's just you won't be able to necessarily choose which one or like be able to get it instantly whenever you want. So yeah, just something else to add on to these changes so far from it looks like what is being said, but I guess maybe everything is subject to change, so we'll see how this actually pans out in the update. Now, as for the question of whether or not you should use your bling now or wait for the update that's coming, the article says, overall, your bling spend will be more impactful in the new update. This is because the new system will give you the chance to use bling on bundles that contain built-in deals, progression, and occasional access to higher rarity skins. However, if there are specific skins that are available in the catalog right now that you really want, you should buy them before the update so you don't have to wait for them to pop up in the new rotating shop. How can I get bling right now? Play ranked, player 6 daily runs, okay, etc, resource key for bling. Oh, and they're also going to be doing a small event later this week. I guess that'll give bling too. So yeah, that's the plan for the next update. Most likely tweak it or not based on its performance. Still have a long list of cosmetic changes we want to make, but the ones described above are the first we will tackle in the upcoming update. That's all for now. More information later this month in Brawl Talk. See you. All right, so that's the bling changes, guys. Honestly, W changes. Like, listen, guys, I'm gonna be honest. I don't give a fuck about cosmetics. And yeah, then like, you know, that's also like, oh, I have everything, and it's like whatever because I have so many cosmetics on all these brawlers and I'm pay to win and whatnot. But like, I swear, even on my free-to-play account, bro, I just don't really care. Like, I have cosmetics equipped if I have them, but even on like Carl, for example, which is like a brawler that I play a lot on my free-to-play account, I don't have a skin on him because I literally just don't care. I don't know. I have 26,000 bling on my free-to-play account, guys. Cosmetics just don't mean a lot to me, I guess, because I've maybe I have had them on my main account for so long that like even playing like on a base brawler model, it feels interesting enough to me where it's like, oh, that's still something that you don't see often. Like, cosmetics are cool, but to me what matters the most is the progression and being able to buy, I guess, gambling boxes for Bling is, I mean, I think that's going to be pretty cool. So overall, guys, just from the on paper, like this is shaping up to be like a 9 out of 10 change in my opinion, but we will see. Again, things are subject to change in the future. For now though, let's move on now to the other part of this news, which is the insane balance changes that are literally dropping tomorrow in the maintenance. As of me recording this video, so by the time you're watching this, it might even already be out. So these balance changes are basically targeting a lot of the most broken like brawlers right now. Not just Buffy's. In the intro I said it would be Buffy brawlers, but it's also going to be brawlers like Rico, which people have been complaining about, Naja, who's really broken right now, and also Globert, who's also just kind of fucking disgusting. They're nerfing all of them except for Leon, which is like so strange to me, but I guess let's go through the list and we'll talk about what the changes that they have so far. Starting off with the 2 buffs, actually, there's only 2 of them. Most of the changes coming tomorrow are going to be nerfs, and one of these buffs are actually fucking massive. They're targeting again the poor lobster who got absolutely deep fried and boiled and made into a little puree. They cooked his super in the balance changes that happened, I think, last month. Like, he's been bad for so long. They did buff his damage in each like low stage. Like from stage 1 the damage went from like 1200 to 1400 or something, and then stage 2 like 1500, whatever. But they nerfed his super damage by 50% up close and also removed projectiles from it, so it's even harder to get tokens from it to actually level up faster. I don't know why they would even nerf a brawler that's like not that good when they're buffing it, but like, okay. Clancy basically just got worse after the changes, essentially, is what happened. But now they're revisiting him one more time and giving him some insane buffs, guys. So starting off, his HP is going from 7,000 to 7,600 at max level. So that's a 600 HP buff, which is actually really fucking big, okay, especially on a tank counter. That literally gives him as much HP as Melody now, by the way. So that's actually pretty solid. The other thing, actually, this is one's even bigger. So his main attack is getting 2 ridiculous changes I don't have footage of yet, but I am really excited to try them when they drop. The spread on his main attack is being decreased from 250 to 100. Now, what that actually means, I don't know, because again, I don't know, I don't have a way to like visualize that in front of me. But if you like his basic attack right now, it fans out like this. If this is being reduced to 100, which is like a decrease of like 60%. I don't know what that's gonna look like, but it's gonna be maybe absolutely disgusting because he's actually gonna be a real shotgun brawler even in the mid-range, which means his damage is just gonna skyrocket basically on his main attack, probably more than making up for the fact that his super now does way less damage. So yeah, I'm not sure what the cook is there, but that's not the only insane buff with his main attack that he's getting. The range on his main attack is also being increased from 7.67 tiles that it is right now to 8.33 tiles. He's getting a 2/3 tile range buff, which actually means his range is now the same as Finks's like middle attack. That projectile, this long projectile, that's how much range Clancy is gonna have. It's not quite as long as like Gray or, you know, Pearl. Those brawlers have a 9 tile range, but still, listen, he's not just packing a shrimp, guys. The Clancy's, he's packing an above average respectable gentleman, okay? And I think that's actually gonna be the biggest difference that you're gonna really start feeling, because it's across all ranges too, which means that's gonna be easier for him to get his higher levels because he's gonna be able to hit shots from further away. I don't know, guys, like Clancy, and also when he hits level 3, then his shots also start doing way more damage too at mid-range. I don't know if he's gonna be broken, but I think he's actually gonna be strong. I think he'll actually be valid. We'll see though. But that looks crazy. He's also getting 2 additional changes to his gadget cooldown. So his snappy shooting gadget, the one that doubles his token gain for 5 seconds, that's actually going to be having its cooldown reduced from 15 seconds to 12 seconds. His tactical retreat gadget, the one that gives him a dash and reloads and ammo, is getting its cooldown reduced from 16 seconds to 13 seconds. So Clancy is going to have some of the most spammable gadgets in the game, on top of his range being increased and his spread on his attack being reduced by a lot, and his HP being buffed by 600. Bro, I mean, I guess this is Adrian's apology letter. He's like, I'm sorry, you know, I hear you guys. Fuck it, we'll make Clancy good and see what happens. You asked for it. So I guess Clancy mains rejoice. Your main is gonna be good, but also Clancy mains watch out. You might be subject to quite a lot of hate depending on how these balance changes shake out. So we'll see how that goes. I guess subscribe to watch me play this balance change when it drops in ranked. I will also say a lot of these changes are subject to change themselves before they drop tomorrow, but like they're dropping tomorrow, so I don't know how much they're going to change them by before these drop. So just reading what's in front of me right now, the next buff and the last buff of this update is going to be to Gigi, another brawler that got like reworked in the same balance change that Clancy got reworked. And Gigi was also kind of considered to be just straight up nerfed. Mostly, I think, to her super damage. It got reduced by like 400 for some reason. And they touched her attack too, but like, you know, mostly the super damage nerf felt pretty hard because it also reduces her super charge rate too, so she can't cycle off of 2 people. But with this balance change, they are now buffing up her trait's super charge rate to try to compensate for that. So the super charge that she gets from enemy projectiles entering her little circle thing, that is going to be increased by 15%, which is actually really fucking high. Because that also is going to be affecting her hypercharge too, which means that I think Gigi's actually going to be just spamming supers a lot more than she is right now. And even now, into the right matchup, it's not like she's struggling to get supers in my experience. It's just that when she does get super and she dives on someone, it's a little bit more awkward to try to get the kill sometimes than before, but she's still okay from when I tested her out, even from like the nerfs that she had gotten. Gigi's also getting some other buffs to her alternate build. Right now, everyone just uses the longer strings gadget and a helping hand star power that gives her the healing and increases her circle radius by a lot, because those are like you know, those are just like the only really useful abilities right now. But her alternate build, her invis gadget disappearing act, this is getting its cooldown reduced from 18 to 15 seconds. Don't know if that's going to make it any good because the radius of it is still really tiny. I mean, it's huge, it's massive, it's above average, but like sometimes that's still not big enough. But maybe that can be made up for how you use it. I mean, we will see if I'll test this gadget when it drops. I mean, I don't really care. Why not? Her other star power is also getting a buff, Plea Protection. It increases your super charge rate by 30% if you don't receive damage for 3 seconds. Now that is being reduced down to 2 seconds. So if you don't take any damage for 2 seconds, your super charge rate is going to be increased by 30%. I think this is a little bit too risky to use and is probably not worth it compared to losing out on the 2400 healing that you get every time you use your super. I think that is just probably always going to be the better star power. But the gadget change I think will be interesting because at least like with Gigi's longer strings gadget, it's not like an insane amount of value that you're getting from this gadget. It's good, but I'm curious to see how like having invisibility on a 15-second cooldown might help her, if at all. So yeah, Gigi, at least her super charge rate is just objectively a buff regardless of the build you use, and that is going to be very noticeable on this brawler. So she's going to be better after this update for sure. All right, and now with that, it's time for us to talk about the nerfs, guys. Some really fat nerfs coming into the game right now. We have got, first off, to the newest brawler, Naja. She is just absolutely disgusting right now. On every open map, you just play her and win. And the big part of it is because her attack does so much fucking damage. Despite being like a poison attack, like, oh, it's only like 800 like jar damage, it's so dainty, and only like 1600 snake damage, like, oh, that's nothing at all. But then you realize that the poison it takes for 800 damage twice. It's 700 without the star power, and that's like 1400 damage that it adds on to the initial like 1600 damage on the snake. And so then you end up taking just straight up 3000 damage from a max range, with a range that's as long as Mandy's, by the way, when you have the full snake extended. And even up close with the jar damage, like the jar plus the snake is still dealing a combined like 1800 damage before it ticks twice for 700 each time, dealing like another 3200. Like Naja just does an insane amount of damage with each attack, and she can 3-shot like every sniper and thrower in the game. Even she can 3-shot Mortis through shield gear, by the way, if the Mortis gets hit by all 3 attacks, taking the max poison damage. She's just disgusting, and so they're nerfing her damage in this update before she hits ranked, reducing her jar damage from 800 to 600. So 200 damage taken off of the jar, and then her snake damage is being reduced from 1600 to 1200 at max, which is actually a really fucking massive nerf. So now at max range, her damage is going to be going from 3000 to like 2600 without the damage star power. With the damage star power, it'll probably still be like 2800, but still, that's a really substantial nerf. And then up close with the jar, their damage is going from like around 3200 without the increased damage star power to like maybe like 2800-ish. Overall, I would say pretty fair nerfs, and we will see how broken Naja is, even with these nerfs in ranked when she hits ranked as well. There's gonna be a lot of stuff to test, guys, over the next few days. Next nerf, this is going to be to a very broken brawler right now, and this nerf is very well deserved. It is Crow. So Crow, when he got his buffies, he actually got a sneaky projectile speed buff on his basic attack. This was something that a lot of people said was like the real reason why Crow feels so good, even though his buffies are actually secretly terrible. And that was like the biggest cope ever, because the buffies are obviously broken. I think we've had enough time to play around with them. And yeah, guys, the fucking shield gadget that refreshes poison and gives Crow HP and does bonus damage to like instantly deal all the damage of the poison, that obviously is very strong. You know, increasing the amount of times his poison takes for is strong. Hyper Buffy that basically increases his damage by like 80% on his basic attack while he's hypercharged is strong. Crow is just strong. But he is also helped a lot by the fact that his projectile speed got increased by a lot with the update, which just wasn't mentioned anywhere. And maybe a lot of people assumed it was a bug, but it happened and wasn't changed until now. You know, that really helped him really be really fucking strong. And he's been like a must ban in basically every rank game that I'm playing in Masters. But he's getting that projectile speed reduced back to what it was before he got buffies. So I guess that is maybe a bug after all, and now it's being reverted. So we'll see how he feels after that nerf. But also, his Insta Poison gadget, the one that gives him the shield and does the instant damage and refreshes the poison, the cooldown on that gadget is going from the 15 seconds that it is right now to 20 seconds. The fact that it even was at 15 seconds right now is actually ridiculous. I didn't even realize it was that low. And now it's at a much more deserved 20-second cooldown, which is going to slow down Crow's ability to just like run around the map and always poison you and always get HP and damage. Depending on how the nerfs shake out, we might even see the return of Slowing Toxin gadget, which people are using right now on like Heist and into aggro brawlers just to deal an extra 1600 burst damage, which is really good actually on a brawler like Crow, who with his basic attacks alone doesn't deal the most instant damage. The more noticeable thing though is obviously I think going to be that projectile speed nerf on his basic attack. We'll see how that feels, but my guess is Crow is still going to be good after the update. He just might feel a little bit worse to play by only by like 9%, although like it's a 9% projectile speed reduction on his basic attack. It's not going to be the end of the world. It's going to feel a little bit different. Auto aim still probably always hits though. Next nerf, another very deserved nerf. It's to BB. A lot of people are still complaining about BB buffies. She's still good, definitely not broken from what I can tell, because I mean well, mostly because she gets eaten alive by Bull buffies, which is another really fucking broken brawler right now, but also because they've buffed a lot of the tank counters in this meta. So like if you have Chester or Otis or maybe even you, Clancy, like I feel like BB just, she's very manageable in my experience, as long as she's not paired with Glowbird. But then even, you know, there's also the Crow, which is another brawler that's been really strong. Still, I mean, she's still strong in the right scenario, and I think especially in the mid ladder and lower trophy ladder where like people don't have as good spacing, she just is probably a real fucking menace. So pretty fair to target her for some nerfs. Okay, so I just tested this in Training Cave. So her super charge rate is being reduced by 10%, which to me didn't sound like that big of a deal, but then I realized 3 swings you land those, you get your super. But if that's being reduced by 10%, that means then it's going to take 4 swings to get BB super, or maybe 3 swings and a bubble shot. But still, that's actually, that could be a much more significant nerf than you realize. On top of that, her hypercharge rate is also being nerfed. Right now, you get your hypercharge with BB in 2 supers, so that's 6 swings. But after these changes, when she gets her super in 4 swings instead of 3, her hypercharge would have charged in 7 swings, but the hypercharge rate is also being reduced from 2 supers to 2.5 supers to get a hypercharge, which means that it's going to take like maybe 9 or 10 swings to get a hypercharge now, which compared to the 6 that it takes right now is a pretty substantial nerf. Like you're going to definitely feel that on the BB, and facing the BB, she's still going to get a hypercharge in a game most likely. Like it's not going to be as spammable as it is right now, where you can get like 2 or 3 hypercharges in a game with BB, it feels like, and abuse that hyper buffy like to a crazy degree. Now you might only face like 1 or 2. And also BB might not be able to spam as many bubbles as before too. So yeah, that's going to be some pretty decent nerfs. She's also getting a nerf to her vitamin booster gadget, the one that gives her healing and also instantly recharges her home run bar and also makes her next attack restore 60% of the damage she deals for HP when she has the Buffy gadget. I don't know why this gadget does so much fucking shit, but it does all that, and it's getting its cooldown increased from 15 seconds to 20 seconds, the same as Crow's shield gadget. Very deserved. This gadget is also really spammable, and BBs are just using it to basically, they use their first like charge bar to knock you into a wall, and then they press the gadget and they have another one instantly charged, and then they knock you again, and then you can't move the whole time. You take like 6,400 damage with the star power, and then she heals off of the damage that she deals there, and probably gets her super by the time she hits you twice, let's be honest, and also heals over time with the healing. Like this, it's just ridiculous. Cooldown of that is being increased. They're not changing any of the core ability of it, but like if you space her and you have a good tank counter, she's already like manageable in rank, so good change. We'll see how she feels after these nerfs. At least she won't feel as broken as before with the decreased supercharge rate and hypercharge rate, even though I suspect she'll still be strong. Okay, next nerf, we have got a nerf to the bull. Holy bull nerfs, guys. Finally, this brawler is so broken. I think he might be considered the best brawler in the game right now with his buffies. Like, I'm not kidding. He is just the strongest. And so they're toning him down. His HP is being reduced from 10,600 that it is right now to only 10,000. So that's going to make him a fair bit squishier, which I think is a good thing, especially with the healing gadget. Just heals for so much and is so hard to kill. His hypercharger is also being reduced from getting a hypercharge in every 2.85 supers to now he gets it in every 3.33 supers, which I think is a fair nerf. Again, just making it harder for Bull to abuse that hypercharge, which makes him unkillable and makes him fucking team wipe you with the hyper buffy. Because for some reason, the really crazy thing about this Bull hyper buffy is that it increases the damage deal at max range up to 1850 right now, when at max range he normally only deals like 800 damage. So it more than doubles the damage you deal at max range with the hypercharge. I don't know why it's like that, or if it's like a bug, because it's not mentioned anywhere that it's supposed to do that, but it does. And that is actually another target of the nerfs on Bull. They're increasing the damage fall off on his main attack at max range by 50%. So Bull's hypercharge, it actually does have a damage fall off. Up close it does 4,600, and at max range it does 1,850. That's about a 40% damage fall off, and they're increasing that by 50%, which is I think a 60% like damage fall off, if I'm not mistaken. Or if they're increasing the damage fall off by 50%, it's already a 60% damage fall off. Isn't that like a 90% damage fall off? I'm not sure the exact numbers on it, but they are going to be nerfing the damage fall off on the main attack. So either way, you're not going to be dealing 2,000 damage almost at max range with Bull hyper buffy anymore. It's going to be a little bit more manageable to deal with the Bull, especially when you're like trying to space him and sit at his max range. He's also getting a nerf to the Stomper gadget finally, guys. The one that stuns you for 2 seconds when he has the buffy, it's getting that reduced to only a 1 second stun. Wow, guys, finally. Who could have guessed that a stun for 2 seconds on an AoE radius that is as fat as your mom is actually maybe broken? Maybe it's too strong. And they've decided, especially on a brawler that has a shotgun attack and can dash, they've finally nerfed that to only 1 second. So I guess Bull nerfed, rejoice. His T-Bone missile gadget is not changed at all, and I've already been exclusively using this one because I think it's just the more fun one, even if it's not necessarily better, but I think it's better in certain scenarios for sure. So now I think it might just be straight up better most of the time. He's probably gonna still be really hard to kill when he uses this gadget. He's probably still going to be able to kill a lot of people with the hypercharge because he's gonna still have that damage reduction and stuff, and the hyper buff, he's still gonna allow him to like do AoE damage with his basic attack. The big thing is just that it's not gonna deal as much damage as before against most people, so you're gonna have to land your supers a lot better. This is actually a good thing. I think Bull is gonna be maybe a little bit more skill based than he is right now, and so a little harder to play. Hopefully he'll be more balanced and not completely broken as he is right now. He'll still probably be strong. Still though, we'll see how he is after the update drops. All right, next nerf, another brawler that probably deserves it a lot. Globert is finally getting a nerf, guys. This one's pretty simple. This one might actually be one of the harshest nerfs that I've ever seen. It's subject to change, but from what I'm reading right now in front of me, it says they're planning to decrease his range from 8 tiles to 6.67 tiles. What? So for context, that is a whole tile less range than what Clancy has right now before his range is getting buffed. That is also going to be a shorter range than Poco's attack. Poco has a 7 tile range, and they're proposing to change Globert's basic attack range to lessen that to 6.67 tiles. They haven't like given us a way to test these changes, but I'm pretty sure that means his beam is also going to have a shorter range too, because I'm pretty sure his beam is based on his main attack range, which means that if they nerf his main attack range to 6.67 tiles, his beam is also only going to have a range of 6.67 tiles compared to the 8 tiles that it has right now, which means he's going to have to stand closer to his teammates to get the healing on them. He's going to basically not be able to pressure people at range anymore, with his damage beam, he's gonna get a lot weaker in a lot of the ways that he felt really deadly before, which I think is a good thing. I don't know, I feel like it's maybe a little bit harsh, but Globert is really cheesy and he is really strong, so I think a nerf was in order. I just don't know if a 1 1/3 tile nerf was necessary. Like a 1 tile nerf, like maybe, but I don't know. I feel sad because I abused Chudbert a lot in my push this season so far. Losing out on one of my most broken brawlers in my arsenal. Fuck. Well, actually, I can still abuse Leon, I guess, if he's not banned. Probably will be, though. You can probably still use Globert on, like, the more mid-range maps, but now you're definitely gonna have to pair it with a tank. Before, you could usually just use Globert, even on his own sometimes, on Hot Zone and Gem Grab and stuff, but yeah, now you're probably gonna only be able to use him in, like, tank synergies, and it can't be on an open map at all. I think it's gonna have to be on, like, a pretty closed-off map, relatively. It's gonna be weird. We'll see how this feels, but my guess is he's gonna feel a lot worse. Alright, next nerf, we have got Spike. Oh my gosh, guys, Spike. This is actually a pretty substantial nerf, too. So his basic attack right now, each Spike projectile does 1080 damage. That is getting nerfed down to 980. So he's getting 100 damage taken off each individual spike on his attack, which means that if he even hits like 2 or 3 spikes on an enemy, that's going to be 200 or 300 damage taken off each attack. That's going to be really, really fucking huge. That's a really big nerf. Spike has been spammed a lot, basically everywhere, even by bad players, because you know, curveball is just curveball and it just gets free hits. And with the life plant cactus, Spike's been really hard to kill lately, and with his pincushion gadget and high damage, he's just been really hard to even push for any aggro brawler, most of them at least. So now that Spike is getting his damage decreased, I think he's gonna be a lot worse to play for a lot of bad players who just, like, you know, abuse curveball to just get free hits from across the map. That's gonna deal like a lot less damage now. Up close too, he's gonna deal less damage. So I mean, I don't know, maybe you'll see a lot less Spike, or even if you do see him, he's gonna feel a lot more manageable, which is great. I don't think he's gonna be killed or anything. Like, Spike is still gonna be good with life plant and pincushion and everything, but that's a really nice nerf. I really hate playing against Spike. I did use Spike a lot too. I did abuse him, so I might have to relearn like a tank counter to draft into enemy aggro brawlers, probably even the Clancy. So, we'll see how things go, but pretty well deserved nerf for Spike. He's also getting a bug fix where the popping pincushion gadget before actually dealt more damage when it wasn't buffied, because when they nerfed it from like 1200 to 1000 damage per spike, I think they didn't nerf the unbuffied version. So it was either the damage or the damage fall off. Like something didn't apply to the non-buffied version. So that was like a weird kind of exploit that people could do. That's been fixed now. So yeah, Spike nerfs, nice. All right, and then for the second to last nerf, we've got a nerf to Ems. Honestly, I haven't really been seeing too much Ems. I don't know if she's been like, she's like in rank, she's very counterable and she's not like that crazy. If anything, I like having Ems around as an answer to Finks on Hot Zone, because Ems really just completely destroys Finks. His Finks is like super, if you don't know, enables M's attack to deal like way more damage than it should and just lingers there for longer, and it's ridiculous. They are nerfing the slow attack, the acid spray gadget. It's getting its cooldown increased from 12 seconds to 16 seconds. That's a pretty substantial nerf, actually. I did not realize that they would have nerfed it that hard. I guess people were just abusing acid spray a lot. Friendzoner is still really good though into aggro brawlers, but I guess Friendzone is just better for control, and getting that increased damage at slow is just too much. So they nerfed its cooldown by 4 seconds, which is going to be pretty noticeable. They also are nerfing the Friendzoner gadget too by reducing its damage from 1000 to 500 when it hits an enemies. Right now, actually, Friendzoner does deal 1000 damage when it hits you for some reason. I don't know if Ems needs all that damage when the Friendzoner already stuns you for a second if you get knocked into a wall, but they are nerfing the damage. So yeah, overall, Ems a little bit more vulnerable to aggro, maybe. A little bit less spammy on control situations, but I think these nerfs are relatively minor in the end. So yeah, Ems will still be Ems, but just maybe a little bit less strong. It's just going to be a little bit weaker. And now for the final nerf, guys. Oh boy, rejoice. Rico is getting nerfed, guys. Whoa, what? One of the most annoying lanes in the game, they are nerfing him. And his damage is being decreased from 640 to 600 per projectile. It's not the craziest nerf ever, but it is good, pretty nice. So now with 5 projectiles, he's not going to be dealing 3,200 damage per clip, but only 3,000. But like, you know, who are we kidding? He's still going to be really strong, let's be honest. At least he'll be dealing a little less damage than before, at least until he gets his buffies next update, and then he'll be broken again. So yeah, those are all of the nerfs, guys, coming to the game, and also all the buffs and all the changes tomorrow that will land in the maintenance. And I messed up the order of all my words there, but you guys get the idea of what I'm trying to say. I'll be sure to test out all these changes probably in ranked tomorrow. We'll just hop into some games. I'll also be streaming tomorrow too, so stay tuned for that. But for now, that's probably going to be it for me. Overall, W balance changes, I'm just really confused why they didn't nerf Leon, or why Leon nerfs aren't in this list. Maybe they will be added later. Is this the generational cope? Also, a little curious that they haven't nerfed bow buffies, because I feel like the bow super totem is fucking ridiculous still, even though it's like he's not like the most used brawler right now, but that's just because of Bull and BB and Crow and Leon. Once Bull, BB, and Crow get nerfed, like Bow, I feel like is just gonna rise up in crazy amount. Good luck, guys, dealing with all these bow mines and the increased supercharge rate and everything. I'm excited to try Clancy. The overall W changes, including the Bling changes from earlier. Guys, I don't think Adrian is like blind to how broken brawlers are. I think it's just, you know, they aren't spamming balance changes like every week, because I think that would change competitive too much and would be kind of maybe feel not so good to play if everything is changing week to week. Like, I think having some semblance of like a stability is like not a bad thing, even if it's slightly unbalanced or pretty unbalanced. I appreciate Adrian. He's, especially like with the nerfs that he's done, he does care about the meta and like balancing it and making sure that it's like, you know, even like weak brawlers that he accidentally killed are getting their chance to shine. So yeah. But my opinion on that is subject to whatever balance change hit the most recently. So when Hyper Rico buffies come out next update, I'm probably going to be like, Adrian! He doesn't care about the game. He hates his players. He's just the worst person ever. But that's next month, not this month. For now, wow, Adrian, so nice and kind of you to finally nerf the most broken brawlers ever. That's going to be it for me. Take care of yourselves. See you all tomorrow. Love you. Peace. Bye. Mwah.